So can everyone see me?
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's coming up.
Not yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see you on Facebook, but not on Telegram.
Yeah. Freddie, check DM real fast, Freddie, please.
We'll do.
And I hope the Twitter community can hear me all right. So good. Well, welcome to the first ever multicast AMA. And there's a little bit of an echo here because of the Twitter Spaces. So hopefully you don't hear the echo. So we got a lot to cover off on today. A lot of big announcements, a lot of updates. But before we get into that, I wanted to introduce Freddie, who is one of our admins. He's been our social media manager and admin, and he's going to be kind of directing this AMA since we have attracted a lot more people from outside of our community. And Freddie, if you're on, go ahead and take it away.
Right. So good evening, good night, good morning for some. My name is Freddie. Like Jacob said, I'll go ahead and ask some questions that was submitted. But before that, I want to, there's a lot of new individuals here, a lot of new investors, a lot of stakeholders who want to know about Cure. So before we go into questions submitted, we should start off with the basics, right? So let's go ahead and begin with, some basic questions about Cure. So Jacob, tell us a bit about Cure Token and why did you start it?
Yeah, so I am Jacob. I'm the founder and lead developer of Cure. So it's now 83-day-old project. And there's a long story about why this project came to be and why it exists today. And we're going to cover off on a lot today, but I'll kind of set the stage for how we got to where we are today. So first off, Cure was kind of concepted filling a void, filling a gap. And that gap was that there is not a cryptocurrency that focuses on pediatric cancer. So I'll start at the beginning. So I started a foundation in 2016, and I have always been somebody who's always put myself out there and tried to do something to raise money for charity and a variety of different things. So I climbed a mountain, I built a boat and rowed across Lake Michigan twice, once with a Super Bowl, two-time Super Bowl athlete, Charles Peanut Tillman from the Chicago Bears. And, I had done all of that. And then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, all fundraising efforts ceased to exist. Everything stopped. We weren't able to raise money for the foundation. We weren't able to meet our obligations and commitments that we had made to research facilities throughout Chicagoland. And, throughout all of this, there's another thread of a story that I'll share about in a second. But we needed to pivot, and I thought, what better way to pivot than to get into crypto space, which is something I was passionate about, enthusiastic about. And I didn't realize at that point that there were a lot of charity projects that existed before Cure. And I quickly found out that a lot of those were unfortunately scams. They were projects that were out to pull people's heartstrings. They would, rug pull, create honeypots, things like that. So I was immediately up against the challenge of the industry perception of a charity project. But let me go back to kind of why Cure even started. So I mentioned I rowed across Lake Michigan in 2016 for the first time. Built a boat, designed it, built it, and rowed solo across Lake Michigan, 65 miles, 24 hours nonstop. And while I was building that first boat, there was this girl who came up to me. I was outside of my driveway with the boat at this point, and came up to me and started asking questions. What are you doing? What is this boat for? And inevitably, told her it was for pediatric cancer, childhood cancer. And I was going to row across Lake Michigan. I was doing all this to raise money. And she told me she had cancer. I was taken aback by that. And I didn't, people who know me know I'm a pretty awkward individual. I sit behind a computer all day, writing code, managing people, and it's just, I'm not exactly the most social individual. So I didn't know how to respond. So I started to deflect, change the subject, talk about a different part of the boat, and say, "Hey, come over here, look at this thing. Come over here, look at this thing." And a couple years went by, and I stopped seeing the girl. And I never met the family that lived next door at this point, and this was their daughter. But when the pandemic hit, all of the communities around the world got tighter, and they got closer, and they created these bubbles of safety. And one of the bubbles that we created was with our neighbors. So we started hanging out, we started talking, and I asked them about their daughter, and unfortunately found out that their daughter had passed away to childhood cancer. And when I rowed the second time, I put her name on the boat because, that whole story kind of resonates throughout the thread of my life of how I've been so passionate about raising money for underfunded childhood cancer. And then to find out that somebody right next door to me was affected by that, it meant a lot to me, and it really hit home. The takeaway here is that was the birth of Cure. That relationship, that community, and the pandemic, and all of the things that led up to the launch of Cure was all in support of it. So Cure launched. We launched a version 1 contract, which wasn't the best contract. Even though I can write code, I write code daily. I ended up using a third-party tool to develop it and introduced a minting function, which was a really bad function to introduce into a project. And that required a rebuild. So the project at that point was like 6 weeks old, and it had to be completely redone. So then successfully relaunched version 2 with the help of a lot of people in the community that came to support, because they believe in what the project stands for. And they believe in my transparency, my authenticity, and what this project means, not just to me, but to so many families and so many people around the world. So version 2 was launched, and it was a very successful launch. We launched, as I said, about 83 days ago. We reached a $2.5 million market cap in about, I think it was 3 hours was the statistic. And we were really successful. The next few weeks after that was, kind of stagnating. But then somebody found the project, and that somebody is Smartoshi, who not a lot of you people know, and the Puerto Rican community came on board and fell in love with the project, fell in love with, I believe, the authenticity of what we're doing here. The fact that at that point we had audits in place, we were video doxed, KYC'd. I mean, everyone knows everything about me. I'm 100% transparent, and this project is as well. And I think that's what resonated with a lot of different communities. So after that point, we went up a lot. I think we got close to a 60 million market cap, just shy of a 60 million market cap. And that was our height, our first all-time high. And then we started to go down a little bit, but now we're on an upward trend again. And all of that is the result of the community at the end of the day. It's the people who are out there advocating our project and shilling on Twitter and Telegram, and the influencers that want to get involved with our project. And I'm going to speak a lot about influencers later on tonight because there's a lot of work that's happening behind the scenes. And I see Majestic is on here. He's our best influencer. This guy is doing everything for us. He's doing charity drops in Africa, in Senegal, as well as Ghana. I mean, he's all over the place, talking about Cure, getting people involved, and helping the community, which is the most important part of this. One of the other big points I want to talk about, and I'm sure I'm going to talk about this later, is that Cure was started as a token that was dedicated to pediatric cancer. And we're at the point now where we've outgrown that. We are helping so many other people outside of the pediatric cancer space, and there's so many more on the horizon. This project that started in a garage with one idea has now turned into a worldwide movement that I'll also talk about later on, about our future utilities. And it's just really exciting to see how the community has rallied around this and has become such a support system to take this to the next level. So Freddie, I don't know if you want me to dive into any other topics within that part of that question, but if you do, feel free to ask.
No, Jacob, I think that was an amazing intro. Really gave insight into how we started. I was part of that V1, and it's amazing to see the growth and where we're at today. But definitely that was an amazing intro. Real quick, Jacob, the video chat on Telegram is off right now. If you could just restart the video chat. While you're doing that, I'll present the second question.
All right. Unfortunately, I can't start the Instagram, so that's going to have to fail. They'll have to go over to Facebook, come to Telegram, or go to Twitter Spaces, unfortunately.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant the Telegram chat. We're not seeing your video on Telegram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unfortunately not.
That was the best part of that whole.
Yeah, we definitely want people to know that we're special. We're dots. I'll let you know when it's visible.
We want to see Jacob. Like a therapy for me.
Yep, I know a lot of people want to see Jacob. Still not there, Jacob. It just shows your picture.
We're breaking boys chat, baby.
We have
104
so
people.
many viewers. We have so many viewers that they kicked out Jacob's video.
Yo guys. Yo. Oh.
Yeah, bye. We're gonna have more questions on the end. Jacob's just trying to get the video on.
Yeah, that's the best part. We definitely want to see Jacob.
Okay. Bro, since Jacob.
Vibe, you're breaking up, but yeah, I mean, definitely this is the best part about these AMAs. I mean, seeing the video, seeing how committed Jacob is, how passionate he is, and this is the first time we're doing it on multiple platforms at once. So of course, there's going to be some technical issues that arise.
Yep.
But Jacob, I think if if the video is not working, then we can just continue without it.
Yeah,
for now.
it is going to work. Give me another 30 seconds here.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Vibe, did you want to
No
say
worries.
something real quick while we wait?
Hey, Freddie, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I was thinking
How
if
did
I
you
could
pick
just give you guys.
Wait, sorry,
both
both of you guys were speaking. Matt, can you restart, please?
Yeah, I was just wondering how you picked the questions, or did you just pick everyone? I'm sure you guys got quite a bit of.
Oh no, we got over 50 questions. So I picked the ones that aren't going to be covered in the I'm going to be asking Jacob about 5 questions, general questions, and then depending on time, we're trying to do this until 8 o'clock Eastern time. But depending on the time, I'll ask as many as the community submitted questions as possible. Ones that weren't covered in the general. Yep. And then, of course, if there's any additional questions anyone has, Jacob is going to be over at Twitter for a few minutes. You guys can, go over on Twitter and ask as many questions as you'd like. Just have a conversation with Jacob. The thing about Jacob is he's very easily accessible, right? He'll say this later on. He always says this in every AMA. He'll answer every single DM. It may not be in 5 seconds, may not be in a minute. It could even be a couple of days, but he'll get to it, right? So that's the thing about Cure. Your investment is going somewhere safe, right? It's going somewhere. It's going to an owner, developer that will get back to you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about it for sure. Is that I was surprised the first I DM'd him a couple times. He just responded right away, and I was like, okay, sweet.
Yeah, you definitely don't see that in every project. These other guys.
Anytime the developer is willing to have open communication with people who are invested in their project, that's just such an amazing sign, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what brought me as an early investor into Cure, to be honest with you, is the transparency that I saw here. Because of course I was involved in a lot of other projects beforehand, not in the administrative part, but as an investor. And all these other projects, I got scammed, I got rug pulled, but then I found Cure, and I was like, let me get involved here. This is amazing. So that's like my little story. How are you doing, Jacob?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Also, even if he's not available at the moment, there's always going to be a mod available in the main chat. Just to attend, any general questions about the project and stuff. So there's always going to be someone 24/7.
Yeah, we have volunteers all day long, all day and night. We have volunteers, just people who are committed to the cause. You know, we want to see a difference in the world, and that's what they're here for. That's what we're all here for, to make that difference in the world. And also, you know, for an investor, you can make a little money for yourself as well. You know, I mean, everybody here, majority of us are here for the money, right? We want to make some profit, but definitely there's some here that want to see that change. So you can do both with Cure.
Freddie, I think Vibe
Yeah,
wants
bro.
to ask.
Yeah, go ahead, Vibe.
Yeah, I wanted to volunteer and just do a song for you guys since he's not around with my guitar. I don't know if it's possible, bro.
Perfect. What
Just
would you like
volunteer
to
and do a
do?
song for you guys.
All
Okay, like a
right.
song.
Okay, let's
Unfortunately,
hold
my
on for
whole
the end,
system just
Vibe.
crashed. So
Jacob,
we're
how
going
we
to be
doing?
dealing with
Oh,
my
there we
There you
go.
phone
go.
here.
There you
Just
go.
vibe it up.
Can you all see
All
me
right.
now?
Yep, the man himself is back.
Yeah.
All right.
Vibe,
we
Vibe,
didn't
can you
lose.
send? Can you? There you
Vibe, we'll
go.
have you play at the end, all right?
Hopefully
Yeah, yeah.
we didn't lose Twitter. Yeah, hopefully we didn't lose Twitter. All right, cool.
All right, great. So let's
So
just go right into it, Jacob. Ready?
yeah, let's move on.
Cool, cool. So the next question I have for you is, tell us how you're different from other tokens in the space. What sets Cure apart from every other token right now?
Actually, I think quite a bit. There's quite a bit to list here. But you know, most charity projects, as I mentioned earlier, are frankly just scams. You know, they pull your heartstrings, they figure out how to pump the charts real fast, and then they rug pull. This is the exact opposite of that. This is an authentic charity, and what that means is that it's created by a foundation that's a 501c3 foundation, and that foundation has been around for years. So this wasn't like somebody created a project and then said, how can we attach a charity to it in order to exploit people? This was, you know, from the very beginning, a charity that went into the crypto space. I think that's a big differentiator. And what that means, you know, outside of that, is what it means is we are tapping into new communities, people outside of the crypto community, and bringing them into the crypto community through Cure as the vehicle. And I have a lot more to talk about once we start talking about our technology that's coming up. But that's a big differentiator. You know, not a lot of projects can tap out of crypto, and especially when you're dealing with wallets and Pancake Swap and exchanges and all these other things which are extremely confusing to the world. This is different. You know, and I think that's one of our most major differentiators, is that we can tap into mainstream media, mainstream marketing, people who know nothing about crypto at all, and we can bring them into the community. So that's I believe is our major differentiator, among other things. But I think that's probably the biggest one if I was to answer it shortly.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. Next question I have for you, Jacob, is, do you think that we can go beyond this space, actually, beyond the BSC space?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not just, you know, as I was saying, not just from a marketing perspective and not just from a community and tapping into new communities. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Where we're going to, you know, kind of branch out and really get outside of this BSC space is in our future technologies. We, you know, I'm not sure everyone knows, but we have some utilities which we've been exploring. One of which is this concept of using Cure as the method or payment for equal, affordable, and accessible healthcare around the world. And that's a really big, lofty goal, you know, and that's a big statement. But we are actively working on building that, you know, and turning this into a currency that may not live in the BSC space forever. And you know, when we move on to other places, everyone who's in the BSC space with us now is going to be moving and migrating with us and benefiting just as much as another launch. But that's just one example. And what that really is doing is Cure is becoming the movement for decentralizing healthcare. I'm sure all of us have examples and stories throughout our lives, or know people around us that have struggled or been affected by healthcare, the healthcare systems, the healthcare, you know, people, governments that run healthcare, and pharmaceutical companies, and the cost of things. It's a lot. And you know, this is becoming the vehicle, the movement that's going to start that change. And this won't be the end all thing or project or thing that's going to end it or fix it. But this is definitely going to be the start of decentralizing healthcare in the same way that finance was decentralized through DeFi. Exact same thing. And I do believe that this can be that vehicle. The second thing, and the reason I think this is going to live outside of BSC space in the future, is that we're working actively on our future blockchain. And it's not an entirely homegrown blockchain. We're going to ride on rails of an existing blockchain, but we're building technology which is going to enable research to move faster and be more beneficial and get the funding that they need. And all of this in a reward-based system that incentivizes people like you and I to opt into this network, and we get rewarded for it. In the same way, a lot of people here know what NFTs are, so I don't have to go into the description of what those are. But you know how an NFT, you can earn residual value, or think of like a music recording artist and somebody who is able to get residual money for the rest of their lives in royalty form. That's what we're building, so that all people in the world will be able to receive income and money for their data, for access to their health information, for providing it into the blockchain so that it can be shared amongst researchers throughout the world. So this concept is very much underway, very much, and we're hoping to have this pilot launched very shortly. We're working with some of the best blockchain developers in the world, some of the best, most strategic minds in the world. One of which is Jim Nasser. So if you Google Jim Nasser, you will know kind of his pedigree. But he's coming on board Cure as a strategic advisor, and he's going to help guide us to make sure that what we develop and what we bring to market is not only technically sound, but that it's built in a way that people will adopt it, people will use it. So I'm really excited about that partnership that's coming up. There's others that are out there as well. I mean, we're partnering with other healthcare institutions throughout the world, not just here in Chicago, not just here in the U.S., but here in the U.S., we're talking right now with CHOP, which is Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. There's another research consortium group of 80 hospitals, which we've been connecting with. There's also research facilities in Puerto Rico, which I was grateful enough to be in Puerto Rico last week, and I met with them. And all of this is coming together in a way that I really believe we're going to have a product, a blockchain, a network that's going to impactfully change the world. And it's not going to be overnight. This is going to take time. But that's the best part about Cure. You're in Cure so early, or you're getting into Cure so early, and you're going to be with us throughout that entire ride. As we build this thing and go to market with new products and new technologies, you're going to be here for the ride, and you're going to be reaping the benefits of all that. So, Freddie, to answer your question shortly, I really believe this project can branch outside of the BSC space, and I love the BSC space. I love the small gas fees, and I love the community. But inevitably, at some point, we're going to have to branch out. We're going to have to take this to that next level. So Freddie, hopefully that answered your question.
Very much so, Jacob. Honestly, personally, I feel very honored to be as one of the first members as a part of this. Just knowing that I'm here, I'm from New York, right? And knowing that my money is impacting lives across the world, right? In Africa, places like Philadelphia, just different countries. It's just an amazing feeling, and I definitely feel that we'll get there to different places. We're gonna branch out. It's just a matter of time. I say this all the time in the chat. It's a matter of time, and it's a matter of who's gonna be there with us. And I hope everybody here is with us. Right. Yeah. So next totally question. Agree. Do you think oh sorry, I just asked. All right, so next question. Tell me more about how Cure Token is helping the lives of children around the world. And do you plan on only exclusively helping children with pediatric cancer in the long run? Do we want to go away from that, or just focus on that?
No, that's two good questions. We are making a difference in the lives of a lot of people, and that's pretty cool to be involved in a cryptocurrency that is actually doing good as a result. We're not a cryptocurrency that just is created to make profit. That's a great goal. But we're also not a cryptocurrency that I'm out to make any profit. I don't own any tokens. The ones I do buy to help the chart, I do burn. This is a philanthropic endeavor. This is for charity. This is to help others. And we've been able to help a lot of people. one of the things that the community spoke about recently is that they want to know what their impact is. They want to know how much good they've done. And we do have a giving page on our website that lists off all the different charity drops that we've done and all the hopes and dreams that we've supported and all of the research that we've supported. And there's a lot more underway and a lot more coming. But I suggest people go to the website and take a look at some of the cool things we've been doing. We've helped people not just in Chicagoland, which was something I've been doing for years, but all throughout the US and all throughout the world. And with Majestic's help, we've been able to reach into new parts of the world that I've never been, and I never even thought that we would be able to support. And he's making a big difference out there. And that's because of the community. It's because of Cure Token, the community, and this is enabling so much. I mean, we're doing things now in Miami, in New York, in Philadelphia, in Puerto Rico, and we're going to be going into more of Latin America, eventually into Asia. We're already in Africa. We're going into Europe. I mean, we're going to touch every part of the world as far as our community outreach, which is a big part of that. That's the reason I'm doing this at the end of the day, is I want to be able to help a lot of people and I want to be able to make a difference. And I think, inevitably, cryptocurrency, everybody who's in it is in it because they want to make a profit. They want to moon and they want to get us, make some big gains. They want to increase their wallets. That's fine. Do that. And you can do that at Cure. But you can also go to bed at night and think, you know what, I've actually done something to make a difference. And it's my job now to figure out how I can communicate that to everyone and let them know all of the great things that we're doing and all the great things that are coming up, because there's a lot on the horizon where we're going to be, really impactfully changing a lot of people's lives. And that's, to me, is one of the most exciting things.
Definitely. Right. So I think that gives us a general idea of Cure. Let's end the no, I'm joking. Let's go into the questions sent in by the community. Right.
Yeah, cool.
This is
Freddie, real quick before we do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we put out a form to get submissions for questions. And when the admins and myself, we went in and looked at the form, we were thinking we'd probably have 5 or 6 questions in there. And it was pretty remarkable to see that there were, I think, almost 50 or more than 50, almost 60 questions that were asked. And people took time out of their day to write really thoughtful questions. And that means a lot. That means that we have an active community that cares, that wants to learn more. There were even comments there about how can people help more? How can people get involved more? And that's really cool. So I'm really proud of the community behind this. And that's my common thread throughout all of this is we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be sitting here with the participants on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook and Telegram if it wasn't for the community. At the end of the day, this whole project would not be where it is today if it wasn't for the community. So Freddie, I just wanted to pause there, but go ahead. Let's get through some of these questions.
Awesome. Well, we had 50 plus. I don't think we'll be able to capture all 50, but let's go into a few of them real quick. So first one I have here for you is, can you indicate a feature or features that you like best about the platform so that it can compete with our competition? What are you most confident about for your platform? Do you have plans to get users to choose your platform? I read it, verbatim. And the person that sent it was Bendovitz. Definitely want to shout them out.
All right, Bendovitz. Well, a lot of questions there, and I probably won't be able to address them all because I have a short-term memory span. However, let me address a couple. We have some really cool features. Tokenomics are what they are. Every project has tokenomics, so we're no different there. Our goal is to build liquidity, so our tokenomics are built around building liquidity, and then supporting charity, and then supporting marketing. Because marketing is what brings more people into a project. If it's spent well, and that's my background. My day job is in marketing. That's what I do, and so every dollar I spend it extremely wisely. But anyways, that's the tokenomic side. On the technology side, there's a lot of differentiators. We're doing the same stuff that everybody else does when it comes down to it. And then we have our differentiators. The things we're doing like everyone else is, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we launched staking. And staking is really instrumental in a project, a very young project, because what it does is it protects the project. It protects the project from large sell-offs and large whales, because it incentivizes and rewards people to lock their tokens away to earn passive income off of it. I was proud of the fact that we launched it with upwards of 40% return on investment, which means in 1 year, anyone who puts their tokens in is going to have 40% more tokens. That's a lot of tokens, not to mention where the price of those tokens is going to be in a year. So it's a really cool feature. One thing I'll point out about that is, we don't have an unlimited supply. We don't have minting, so the supply that's going into rewarding staking is coming out of our primary supply. So that means a lot, projects don't do that. And if they do it, they definitely don't give an APY of 40%. But we felt it was important to do so. We thought it was important to reward the people who wanted to stick with the project for a year. That's an important aspect of this. The other things that are on the horizon are that we are actively working on development for farming. That sole purpose is to build liquidity. We need to get our liquidity up, and I want to get our liquidity up, well over $1 million in a short period of time. That's one of the tactics we're employing. Some of the other cool features which no other projects are doing, it kind of ladders back to what I was saying earlier about how this project is attracting so many people from outside of the crypto community. The problem with that is that the people from outside of the crypto community have absolutely no idea what a wallet is. They don't know what BNB is, or PancakeSwap, or PooCoin. They don't know any of this stuff. And we concepted an idea which I think is very revolutionary for our space, which is an easy pay option. We're calling it Cure Pay. We're also calling it Apollo. And we're going to whitelist this and allow other projects to leverage this technology. But what it's going to do, and what it is doing, because we actually been working on it for well over a week now, and very, very, very close to launching it. But what it's going to do is it's going to eliminate the need for people to know what a wallet is, and eliminate the need for people to even understand what PancakeSwap is. They're going to be able to leverage mainstream credit cards, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, all the payment methods that everybody uses on a regular basis. You'll be able to put in as much money as you want, and then instantly, behind the scenes, the application creates a wallet dynamically. It buys BNB. It converts the BNB in PancakeSwap to Cure token and puts the Cure tokens inside of your wallet. So this is unheard of, and the thing about this is that these people don't want wallets. They don't want the confusion of what these things are. They just want to buy Cure and they want to hold it. And we're building a mechanism for that to occur. And if they ever want access to the wallets, they can just request their private keys, get access to their wallet, all automated, so no human intervention. And they'll be able to be educated on what a wallet is and how do you buy more, how do you sell. But we're making it really easy. Basically, what we're doing is we're bypassing an exchange. At the pace we're going at right now, this is a feature that we believe is going to be rolled out hopefully within a 7-day period. I mean, we're really close. And the team behind it is putting a lot of energy behind it. And a lot of progress has been made, and things are looking really great. I mean, it's just moving along very, very well. And once this launches, as I said, people will be able to buy Cure from any payment method and instantly get Cure and not have to know anything about decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges, wallets, or anything. So it's going to be a game changer for Cure, but it's also going to be a game changer for the crypto community. And we're really excited about that. So, we have, staking was out, farming's coming out. We got this Cure Pay, Apollo coming out, among other things. There's just our roadmap for technology. Even before we start talking about the future state of Cure Chain, we have so much underway, and so much is getting rolled out on a weekly basis that that's a huge differentiator for any project to have that much activity going on. We have so many projects, individual projects and tracks underway and in development across the board from multiple developers, different backend coding environments. I mean, we're bringing teams together in order to make all of this happen. It's happening really fast. Yeah, very fast.
Whew. Jacob, I think you just dropped the mic right there. That Cure, I didn't think we were going to release Cure Pay today, but
yeah, I was hesitant because I don't want anyone to beat us, but I'm game. But I'm so confident that it'll be out in a very short period of time, live on the website. That I'm not worried about competition at this point. And plus, if people want to copy it, just ask me for the source code. We'll give you the source code. At the end of the day, we just want to make the community better, and just enable more people to come in to the crypto space. And this is one of the ways we're doing it.
This is going to be absolutely mad, Jacob. Honestly, this is probably, I think with that news, I don't even want to go into the other questions. The chat is going wild. Everybody's going crazy in their houses right now. They're selling their pets. They're telling everybody in their house about CurePay. I think it'll be huge. You know, everybody's going to be talking about CurePay. The whole crypto space is going to be talking about CurePay.
Well, I can't tell you, you know, how many times I get questions from people, you know, how do I buy? And I'm kind of tired of answering the questions because it's so complicated. And if you don't know anything about crypto, it's so confusing. So this is going to be a game changer. You know, I mean, we're going to get people like my aunts and uncles buying Cure and not have to know anything about PancakeSwap or wallets, and that really is a game changer. So it's going to take us to an entirely different level.
That's
Can I ask
truly
you
amazing. So wait, let's just save the questions for the end. Let's just finish up, but that's huge, huge, Jacob. I do want to touch on these other few questions because the community did submit it, so we definitely want to capture them. You spoke a little bit about the volume, you spoke about the liquidity, but let's talk a little bit about the volume, right? We have a question submitted by Matt. Increasing trade volume is essential to getting listed on high-tier exchanges. This is a long question, so just get ready. Donating crypto directly to a 501k charity can give tax benefits to those who have made money off of crypto. Is it possible that in the future, the Beckley Foundation accepts donations of Cure? This could increase volume by drawing crypto philanthropists and those trying to bring their crypto gains to fiat in an efficient way. If not, how do you plan to increase volume? Any new markets, example, China, Euro countries, that interest you?
Yeah,
long question, I know.
There's a lot in that question, but I'm going to break it up into two parts. So the easy one is around donation. Yes, we are developing also additional technology to receive crypto donations. And this isn't just a BSC thing or a nonprofit issue. This is an issue in general, just being able to accept crypto donations. There's a couple platforms that exist today that allow that to occur, but they're not mainstream and they're isolated to Coinbase, which means you have to be a Coinbase customer in order to do it. So we are developing a method to do it. We're going to have very similar to CurePay. You're going to have similar option for donating, but it'll be from wallets. So you connect your wallet, you'll specify how much you want to cover or to send, and then it'll be donated. We're also looking at ways to cover gas fees, so that if you have a little bit of tokens of any kind in your wallet, but you don't want to spend the gas fees to get rid of them, the charities and foundations can pay to do that. So these are things we're exploring because we think that being a nonprofit organization, this is an important thing for us to develop. So that's underway. And you know, the volume conversation, that's a deeper conversation. And you know, that was right in that question to mention the exchanges, because tier 1 exchanges, even tier 2, worry about, not even worry, but the volume is one of the most important things that they look at, because they want to increase their overall volume, and they look at projects that have high volume as well as high potential. So there's multiple ways that this occurs. One is organically. So you just give your project enough time, you spend enough on marketing, you get advocates, and you do a lot on social media, and you get brand ambassadors, and you do it all organically. That's a difficult road and a long-term road to do it. There are other ways of doing it that are more expedited. And that is something I wanted to announce tonight, is that we have brought on a company, which the term is called market maker. And the market maker's job is exclusively to build volume. So right now our volume, I believe, is somewhere between $50 to $100K on average per day. Our goal in 2 weeks is to be over $1 million a day in volume. And market makers are the ones that make that happen. So there's a lot of strategies that they employ. There's a lot of things that they do to make that happen. And I'm just pleased that we finally been able to identify a legitimate company, and we've worked through strategy with them, and we've secured them. So the goal is for them to be starting tomorrow, and it'll be a ramp up period. But we hope to be at $1 million daily volume in a very short period of time. Their other strategy, and you mentioned tier 1s and tier 2 exchanges. We are not going to get listed on tier 3. we've been approached by so many, and we just don't want to waste our time. This project does not need to be pulled down by the Bitmarts of the world or the Hotbits of the world or the the real small exchanges. We are going to a tier 2 exchange first, and that tier 2 exchange is the two that we are strategically going for. One is Gate.io. The other one is KuCoin. We are going to get listed at one of those. This company's sole job is to make that happen. And so two things about this. I didn't mention this earlier when I was talking about some of our marketing underway, but we have a sponsorship with NASCAR for the entire 2022 season, where we are getting all of their digital properties. Cure is going to be everywhere on NASCAR TV, on the mobile apps, on the websites, and in-car cams. It'll be everywhere. We're also going to be wrapping a car for a period of the 2022 season. Still indefinite, undecided how much of that season. It could be one race, it could be more. But the idea behind this is that we don't want to spend that kind of effort and money and resources doing a massive, significant partnership like that if we're still in PancakeSwap. If it's still extremely difficult to buy our tokens. That's why we're expediting CurePay to make it easier to buy. But secondly, we are expediting exchange listing. And as I mentioned before, this company's goal is to get us listed prior to the start of the 2022 NASCAR season. The anticipation is that it will take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to get to $1 million volume, sustainable on a daily basis. And at that point, through their relationships and their direct connections with the two exchanges I listed, we will begin renegotiating with them so that we can expedite that process. So exchanges are super important, but it all comes down to volume. And I think I answered the question, but if there was a follow-up there, I think it was the charity question and the volume question, correct?
Yep, I can repeat the charity part. It's about the future of Beckley Foundation accepting donations of Cure.
Yeah, so that's what I spoke about a bit ago. So yeah, this is and it's not just the Beckley Foundation. Today it's the Beckley Foundation, and that's because it was started under that lens, and that was our objective. We are branching out to other foundations, a lot of other foundations, and trying to support others. And there's a lot of conversations happening around that topic. There was a individual who presented a foundation in Arizona. Now there's a couple of foundations in Puerto Rico. There's North Carolina. I mean, we got foundations all over New York even, but foundations all over that we're speaking with on how we can partner with them and how we can support their initiatives. So this isn't just about the Beckley Foundation. We are trying to branch out and turn this into a global initiative that supports all foundations that do good and are like-minded, that care about foundations that don't steal money and foundations that don't waste money. That's what's important to me, is that we identify with those types of foundations and then build a network of them and bring them all together. So yeah, we're working on the donation aspect. We're partnering with foundations as well, and there'll be a lot more to come out on that in the next couple weeks here.
So many gems being dropped, Jacob. Definitely that liquidity, getting that daily volume up is so important. So we're heading in that right direction right now. I'm sure a lot of people, the chat keeps going wild right now. They're absolutely excited for this. So I know a lot of people are going to be happy about that volume. A couple more questions. We have about a little over 10 minutes. So I definitely want to capture some more questions here. We have another question by Roman. Do you plan a Visa or MasterCard in the future with the Cure logo? It'll be a very beautiful card.
It's funny you bring this up. Maybe it's my wife who filled that out. Sorry, Roman. But my wife and I were having a conversation yesterday about this. And, it's a great idea. And it's not just Visa and MasterCard. That's cool. But we need to be branding Cure everywhere. And Cure is, as I mentioned, it's expanding beyond pediatric cancer. So it's not going to be so siloed where it only affects a few people, and you may know some, you may not. We're going a lot broader. And Cure is going to become the image, the icon, the umbrella brand for change and impact and making a difference and helping people. And MasterCard and Visa is a really cool idea. I mean, but we got to think of some more on top of that. We got to get into like buses and and just more stuff, and get the logo out there. And but yeah, I think the Visa MasterCard idea is a pretty cool idea. I mean, I would definitely get one of those. In fact, we do have merchandise on the website, and I printed off some stickers and I put a sticker on my car. And then my wife surprised me and got me custom license plates for my car that say Cure Token. And that's pretty cool. So every time we drive, I'm trying to get the name out there, trying to get the branding out there. And we need to do a lot more of that. So Visa MasterCard is definitely something we should consider, but it doesn't end there. We got to think of more ideas and just, work as a community to get this out there as much as we can.
Definitely. I definitely see myself using a Cure credit card in the future.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so next
Oh,
question.
speaking of which, Freddie, one thing I don't know if everyone's heard, but we have a custom Harley Davidson motorcycle, which is getting Cure branded, a custom paint job with Cure. And it's going to be raffled off to our community. And it's a $75,000 motorcycle, custom developed, custom built from the ground up. And I've got all the specs and features, and it's a pretty cool motorcycle. And right now it's getting painted, and shortly thereafter, we'll be launching the raffle for the community. All of the proceeds from the raffle that come into Cure are going to go directly to Liquidity. Because as I said, my number one objective from a strategic standpoint is build liquidity. That's it. Just build liquidity and do everything I can to do that. And this is gonna be pretty cool to have a custom motorcycle. And the other thing is we got custom wrapped planes which are being discussed, at different airports. So to have a giant plane sitting on a tarmac at an airport that's all Cure branded, I mean, that's a pretty cool concept. And not a lot of projects are doing stuff like that. But those are the types of conversations we're having and the types of things that we're looking into around branding and bringing our image into life and into more people's perspectives. So it's pretty cool to see all this happening.
People ask when we're going mainstream. I feel like we're already there, with all this stuff happening. It's amazing. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm definitely going to be trying to get that motorcycle. I'm put my name in the hat for that. All right, cool. So next question. Do you have an audit certificate, or are you working to audit your project so that the security of the project becomes more secure and more reliable?
Yeah, I forget. It's easy for me to forget a lot of the people who come into these chats are new people. So I should go over the basics. And the basics are we've done everything by the book. We've done all of our audits. We've done the KYC. We've what else do we do? Just everything. We got listed on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. I mean, all the basic stuff that every project does. And we decided to not just end it with a basic audit, but we wanted to go to the top. And the top of that is CertIC. So we do have a CertIC audit performed. We are also underway with another new product that they offer, which is a monitoring tool. So we're looking into doing that. As well, our staking platform was audited. So everything that we do, we feel that security is extremely important. That's the important aspect. As I started out this conversation early on, charity projects are notorious for being scams. They're notorious for rug pulls. And it's important that you do audits. It's important that you do research and you get outside parties to look at everything, because that's what validates and provides a sense of safety and security. So we're doing that across the board. And we're looking for more opportunities to do that even more. So if people have suggestions on other auditing services or groups or just anything that would help provide more credibility and safety to our project, we're open to it. This project was built on transparency and authenticity, and that's it. Bottom line, that's what this project's about, and that's what we stand behind. So so audits, we're done. There's more on the horizon, but yeah, I mean, they were done pretty early on.
Awesome. Yes, audits are definitely important. Here's another question for you, Jacob. Are you going to create a second token to pay good APY on Cure farmings to bring more liquidity instead of just commit people to holding long term? This was submitted by Brian.
Yeah, no, that's also a good question. And when staking was being launched, there was a lot of conversation around setting up a reflection token, like Baby Cure or something like that. That was specifically for the purpose of creating more APY. So we could have, like other projects have, where you have 1,500% or 2,000% APY. And we didn't go down that path initially. And there were a couple of reasons we did not. One is that even though we're a deflationary fixed supply token, I felt it was important to reward people in cure. And because I think that has a value today, and it's going to have a lot bigger value in the future. And it means a lot. So I thought that was really important. When we start talking about farming, this is where we start opening up the conversation to a reflection token, because that will allow us to have a lot more supply. It'll allow us to have a separate and additional liquidity pool that's feeding directly into that supply, and it allows us to reward a lot bigger APYs, a lot bigger percentages. So it is something we're evaluating. Also, something I forgot to mention in the technology portion of this conversation was that we're building an NFT marketplace and building in NFT reflections. When we start doing all of that, it's going to be super important that we have reflection token to support that liquidity and those APYs as well. So it is something we're exploring, and I don't want to do it if it's going to be a detriment or hamper the project in any way. If we can do it in a way that it complements it and makes it better, then that's when we'll do it. But if it's not doing that, it doesn't meet those objectives, then we'll look at other methods.
Great. Running into our last 5 minutes here, just to wrap up a little bit. I do also touch a little bit about staking. You just mentioned it a little bit, but a lot of people are unaware of the benefits for staking. So, Kawap Hug asks that, can you please explain the details about the token staking plan and the benefits of adding staking to a coin?
Yeah, there's a lot, but I mentioned earlier, we're a small project. Early on, we're like a little infant right now that's growing up and maturing over time. One of the things that you realize if you equate this to an infant is that infants are really vulnerable, and the littlest impact or the littlest movement can have some cascading effects. It can have some damaging consequences. That's the same with cryptocurrency. When you're a young project and you're weeks in, months in, it's you get somebody, a whale that came in very early and starts selling. It can take a project down really quickly, and then you have a lot of recovery, a lot of rebuilding to do. And one of the ways that projects prevent against that, especially at this young age, is to incentivize and reward the holders. Doesn't matter if you're a whale or a smallholder, but incentivize the holders to not want to sell their tokens. And these are people who may never sell their tokens, but we do this to incentivize them to not be able to, not want to. And that's why the 40% APY exists for 1 year. That's a significant amount of tokens. I mean, you put in $1,000 today, and that's immediately $1,400 immediately the moment you stake them. And then you just have to wait for a period of time until you can cash those out. The best part about it is that our project price is going to continually go up. A year from now, it's going to be in a much different spot than it is today. And that just means that you're treating it like a savings account. Like you put your money in, you're earning some interest on it. But not only are you earning interest on it, but you're also earning additional tokens. So it's a really cool feature. It's necessary for small projects, just as farming is another necessary technical aspect to projects, because we need that to build liquidity and reinforce our liquidity pool. So all of these things are being strategically done and timed out in a very strategic way, that we can roll these out in a way that really makes the project much more sustainable, much more, and makes it be something that is going to continually go up and be here for a very long period of time. So staking, hopefully I communicated well what it is, but it's really there to reward people and protect the project at the end of the day.
Amazing. So, in our last 2 minutes, Jacob, final question by Claudio Khan Jr. And I'll ask this question, and then you could wrap us up with any final remarks you'd like to make. But just to wrap things up, what are your expectations for 2022?
Oh wow, boy, I don't know how I should answer this, because my expectations are usually very conservative, and then we exceed them very quickly. boy, I think Cure is at the end of 2022. So give it, a year, let's say. I think Cure is going to be one of the most recognized projects in the BSC space. I think we're already on track to do that. There's not a lot of people who haven't heard of us, and those who haven't are definitely going to hear of us, and so that's going to continue. I think we're going to be up there with some of the biggest projects. I think the other thing is we are going to have developed by that point our Cure chain, which is going to take us to a completely different level outside of the BSC space. Then as on top of that, we're going to have accomplished so much on the charity front. We're going to have helped so many people that the project's going to get a lot of recognition for that. And it's going to get a lot more eyeballs on it from people outside of the crypto community. So the way I see this, with everything that we have in place, all the things that are in place, and the momentum that we're building and the direction that we're heading into, I see this project being a big differentiator for the world. At the end of the day, not just crypto, but it's going to change a lot of lives. It's going to help a lot of people. And I can't wait to see where we are at the end of 2022. And I think it's going to be extremely remarkable. And I think that those who come in now are just going to be, I think, as shocked and pleased as I will be, because it's all going to come together, and it all is coming together. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool 2022. Good year.
Perfect. Well, that concludes the AMA for today. As an investor, as a member of the community, I'm definitely excited. I'm sure everyone else is excited for the future. And this we spoke a lot. We spoke about a lot here in this AMA. We're gonna have a recap video sent out soon. So for those who didn't, if you have any friends that didn't make it today, we'll send it out to them. But I think for the remainder of the night, Jacob, we're gonna go over on Twitter.
Yep.
And if anyone wants to head over to Twitter, join Majestic Space, have a conversation more with Jacob. I think he'll be on there for a few minutes. For another 10-15 minutes, we're gonna do the giveaway. We did promise
Awesome.
$300 are gonna be given out. So
all right. Well, thank you, Freddie,
Yep.
for coordinating this and for hosting the AMA. I am going to head over to Twitter Spaces, talk with Majestic a bit in the community. So if anyone does want to come over there, feel free to join us. Stay here in Telegram to see if you win any of these prizes. Otherwise, I'll be over there for a little bit. So come over and join over there. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Cure community, for just everything that you do. This project would not be where we are today if it was not for everyone here. And we have so much underway. We have more underway than I can think any other project does, and it's exciting, and we should all be excited about it, because there's a lot that's going to be coming up here in the next few weeks, next few months, next year. It's going to be a great journey and a great ride. And I'm just happy to have all of you supporting, all of you pushing, all of you leading and driving this process. But I think we're all going to enjoy the results. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And I'll leave you to the prizes and awards. And otherwise, I'll be over on Twitter Spaces for a little bit here. So thank you, everyone.
Let's go.
Thank you, Jacob. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Who's
Hey,
hype? Who's hype
Jacob.
from that
Let's
AMA?
go right here.
Man,
That
let
was
me
an
tell
awesome
you,
That's huge,
AMA.
bro.
Amazing. Loved
right
everything
now.
about it.
There's so much going on.
Literally,
People, if you
so
don't
much.
understand what's happening right now, let me tell you, man. In a year from now, remember this day today. In a year from now, your life is gonna change. I promise you, it's gonna change. Okay, we are doing so many things that it's not only gonna change. You know, it's not only gonna benefit. I'm sorry, the childhood cancer. We're changing the game in the whole crypto space. Period. We're gonna impact so many lives. You're so early today. Take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity. Remember when Bitcoin started? Then this is your start. Okay? Take advantage, hold, you know, give your life a change, and you won't regret it. Okay? So let's go.
Let's do
Well
it.
said. Perfect. All right. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this giveaway. Hopefully, that's not the only reason why you're here, but I definitely want to go into that. So we're gonna go ahead and pause the chat. The way that we're gonna conduct this AMA, we have 6 questions for you guys, right? And basically, let me close the chat right now. Actually, so say your last. Oh, before I close the chat, remember this giveaway. This $300 will only be given to you if you're a cure holder. So you have a couple minutes right now to go be a cure holder and see. If you win, we'll only give it to you if you have cure in your wallet. Right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the chat. I don't know if anyone already did it already, but let me just see if it's closed. 1 second. All right. Perfect. So I just closed the chat. Now the way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna put the question in the chat, and then I'm gonna open up the chat. The first person to answer the question correctly will get $50. And then this will repeat for 6 questions. So it's
Sir.
basic questions on cure, right? Of course, we're not going to ask questions about something that you probably won't know. Everyone here, hopefully, you know a little bit about cure, and we want to reward that. So basic trivia questions on cure. I'm going to put the question in the chat right now. Number 1. Just give me 1 second. While I get this, can I get a drum roll?
Let's go. Let's go.
All
Go,
right.
go, 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 go.
Awesome. So, right, like I said, I'm gonna put the question right now, and then we're gonna open the chat. All right, let's go. Question number 1. Very, very easy.
Ready,
Let's go.
steady, go.
So the question, did I
Oh,
send it?
the
Okay.
bot. Yeah, the
How
bot.
how many Instagram and Twitter followers does Kier currently have? You have to put
At
2. I
this
need 2
moment,
answers. I need 2
at this
answers.
moment,
Right now, at this moment.
right
I need
now,
2 answers. 2
two
answers. Give me.
answers.
Yep. Give me 2.
Two
I'm seeing a lot
answers.
of. I'm seeing a lot of 1 answers right here. I need 2 answers.
Two answers.
All right. I see 2K and 12.3. I think. All right. So let me close the chat. I already seen the answer. So
Yep,
I'm gonna
yep.
close
That's
the
it.
chat.
Luis.
Awesome. Closing the chat. So we're gonna go back throughout the night and see who won, but let's just finish it up. I know a lot of people want to go to
I'll
sleep.
mark it. Don't worry, I
Awesome.
got it.
Go ahead. Thank you, Mando. Thank you. So I know a lot of people want to go to sleep, so let's just go right along to the other questions for another $50. Let me just get the other question right here. Okay, I have the next question. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then I'm gonna open up the chat. So, question. You guys ready?
Ready,
On your cue, Mando. Let me know.
steady, go, 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 go,
All
go, 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 go.
right. Open. Go.
How many
Question
days
1.
ago?
Yep.
There you go. There
There we
you
go.
go.
Closing the chat. Closing the chat. This is awesome. This is awesome. A lot of people, they know their stuff. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. So let's go on to question number 3. Let me just get number 3 ready to go right here. Okay, this is a good question. Very, very easy. I'm sure we'll get a lot of answers here. All right.
All
Ready?
right, hold on.
Let me know when you're ready, Mando.
Ready, ready, go, 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 go.
Let's go. Open. Wow, look at that. Look at that. What a surprise. What a surprise. Awesome. It's all about that quickness, guys. Be
Edgar
quick.
Soto.
Be quick. Be quick. Edgar is definitely a very, very avid volunteer. I'm happy that he won. I want volunteers to win, I want volunteers to win. You put in the time for this project. So I'm happy when volunteers win. Great.
Yeah, so far
So
we've gotten 3 different winners, so that's pretty cool.
that's great. I'm glad that we have 3 different winners. I didn't want one person to have, the whole $300. Awesome. So we're getting to harder questions now, right? We're going from easy to hard. This is a harder one. I'm not sure a lot of people will get this one, but let's see. It's for someone who's been here for a while, right? So let's see. So let me know when you're ready, Mando.
Ready, steady, go, 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 go.
This is a good one. Wow. Good job. Good job.
Too fast, man.
That person's been here for a while, so I'm glad that he won actually, or he or she won. Great. We're moving
Too
right along.
fast.
I know, yo, you guys are experts. You guys are real experts out here. All right, so this is an even harder one. I'm not sure. You know, it's gonna unless you're like unless you retain all this information. I don't know how you would know this off the top of your head, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. Let me know when you're ready, Mando.
All right. Ready,
Okay.
steady.
Oh wait, sorry, Mando. I need the exact number. I want the exact number for
Oh
this.
man.
Yeah, I want the precise. I want the exact
Okay.
number. Yeah, I don't want no estimate, no rounding
All
up
right.
to the
Okay,
nearest whole
we're
number. I want the
okay.
exact percentage. Okay,
Okay,
ready?
okay. With decimals.
Yep, with decimals. I want the whole
Okay,
number.
do it. Everyone's gonna go to BSC scan.
Yeah, if someone knew this, if someone knows this off the top of their head, that's
No,
crazy.
it's not. No, everyone's going to BSC scan.
Come on, I need decimals.
It's yeah. I
Yeah,
just said the percentage.
that's fine. We'll take the first number after the decimal. I think someone put 37.9. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's go ahead and stop the chat.
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing
37.9. Whoever put
I'm seeing Da
37.9 is
Vinci.
fine.
Da Vinci.
Perfect. Okay. I think he's also a very avid volunteer. I'm happy. I'm happy volunteers.
Yeah, man.
That's great. All right. So we have our last question. Some may find it hard, some may find it easy, but here we go. Ready for the last question. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, and I'm gonna open up the chat. Let me know when you're ready, Mando, for that last $50.
Ready, steady, go.
Here we go. Last question of the night goes to, let's see. I think Wazo got it. He has
You
the
gotta
full
say
answer.
the full answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Wazo got it.
You almost
That
had
was
it.
awesome, guys. That was awesome. 6 winners. I know actually from these 6 winners, they're very active in the chat, so I don't see why they wouldn't be cure holders unless they're here to unless they're bored or something. But definitely, I think all those individuals were cure holders. So I'm glad that we don't have to do much verification, but definitely will be reaching out to you and award you that $50. So stay tuned for that.
Congrats, guys.
Congratulations, guys. This was fun. So many gems dropped during this AMA. Literally, I'm excited as a holder and as an investor in Cure. I'm very excited for the future. I'm gonna be here for another year, another 5 years, another 10 years. However long I'm alive, I'll be here. So
Let's go.
I'm hopeful that everybody else will be here as well. We're a small. I think we're a pretty tight knit community. So definitely looking forward to expanding.
Yes, sir. Definitely, bro. So if you
Perfect.
guys don't have any more questions, we'll be here. Remember, there's always a mod 24/7. Let's go, Team Cure.
Awesome. All right, guys. Have a
Hey,
good night. Have a good morning. Get
did
some
I miss
rest.
What's up?
Did I miss that because I left out PR?
Yeah, bro. That's the name of the company, bro. Panda PR.
Yeah. But
I
don't worry, man. You got
think
$50 already. You're good.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. All right. Good night, guys. We'll be in the chat.
Guys.
Take care. Bye.
All right, my friends. Take care, everyone.
See you guys.